Yo, yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What is up? What is up? What is up? And welcome to Mets Talk Unfiltered on a Sunday night. On a Sunday night, a great Sunday night, a series-winning Sunday night. Hope everybody's doing well. How you doing, Eddie?
Man, I'm chilling, brother. Feeling really good, man. You know me. Win the series, baby. That's all you got to do. Go out there and win series. And man, we went out there, go out to Oakland. They're not a shitty team. And we went out there and we gave it to them, especially today, man. So I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. 10-5 on the season, close to first place, or we might even be in first place. But I'm feeling great, Hector. That's all I got.
I was gonna say I think we might actually be in first place, but I don't know if you know my motto, Eddie. I do not look at standings. I don't care about
Sure.
standings. It's too early for standings. I don't look at standings until All-Star break, and not even, and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, every
I
now.
always keep my eyes open, Hector. Always.
No,
Just
no, no, no. I worry about what we're doing. And if we handle our business, the standings don't matter. And we've been handling our business, right? You continue to win series, the standing no matter. You continue to win series, you find yourself at 10-5. You win 4 out of 6 series the way that we've done, 4 out of 5 series the way that we've done, then the standing doesn't matter. So you just keep handling your business. I mean, that's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? But I get it. Every now and then you take a glance, but I just think it's like it's just it doesn't make sense this early. It'll drive you crazy to start following along. Oh my gosh, ooh, half a game up. I even heard people talk about this not too long ago. The Mets are half a game up on the Phillies. Like, what? Really? Who the hell
yeah,
cares?
you know what it is, Hector, more with me. I'm just paying attention to see how other teams are performing, like just to know how they're doing. So I'm
Right.
not necessarily saying, "Oh, we're in first." I'm just saying, all right, let me see what our rivals are doing. Because look, he's just, you can say whatever you want, but Philly's a good team. Atlanta eventually is going to be a good team, and the Nationals are pesky and the Marlins are pesky. So I'm always looking at that division, just the way it is.
Oh no, for sure, for sure. No, no, you definitely got to keep yourself abreast of what's going on. I just don't get into the day to day, grind of looking at
Shout out
standings and stuff like that.
out to everybody. As promised, I wore the purple blazer in honor of the City Connect jersey. So that's because of you guys. That's because of the chat. And we both Hector also planned to wear his jersey too. So we've been
Yeah.
planning what
I,
we're gonna
I
wear.
had to rep my 86 team, so I had to bring out my Gary Carter jersey. And I'm actually rocking the ring today. I don't have it laying
Oh
around.
wow.
Rocking the
Fucking
86
nice.
replica giveaway ring just to make sure we represent here. Because Eddie, I got a lot of messages and stuff about Eddie and his 86 hatred from the
Huh.
last show.
Well,
But
it's not that I hate them. It's not that I
no,
hate.
no. It's all fun. It's all fun, man. It's all fun. But let's get into these games, Eddie, real quick. Let's break these games down. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this real quick. We said it before when we first started, and we get a little all over the place. But I kind of got to do things tonight, so we want to keep this as a little nice, tight, short show, good
Yeah.
show. We want to always get you guys involved. The easiest way to get you guys involved, please, ladies and gentlemen, try to stay on topic. Already, there's so many comments that I know I'm gonna miss good stuff, and I'm probably won't be able to get to. But you guys know if you see just a hello from you guys pop up, that's our way of acknowledging that we see you and our way of saying hello, even if we don't say hello. But I also want to, get you guys points on whatever it is that we're talking about. But if we're on topic, it's just a little easier to get to. But let's get into these games, Eddie. As we went out there Friday night, like you said, not Oakland though, Sacramento, not the Sacramento A's though, just the Athletics, whatever.
Yeah,
And
exactly. We don't know what they are.
yeah, and we pulled out a 7-6 victory that really shouldn't have been a 7-6 victory, right? That really shouldn't have been. I don't want to
Refresh
go.
my memory. Now, this is game
I
one.
will. Game
That was
one.
the Canning game, correct?
Game one. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Uh,
A
uh,
game that we shouldn't have sweated out. That it
mhm.
shouldn't have been as, I don't want to say the nail biter that it became, but again, a game that we should have sorted out. And I was doing the live, and you popped in there, and a
Yeah.
lot of the folks in here were popped in there, and we were having a lot of fun. But yeah, that was the Canning game, as you witnessed. And it was one of the big topics, even during the watch along, is how do we handle Griffin Canning? And we're talking about we need our pitchers to give us innings. We need these starters to give us innings. And listen, You get into that sixth inning there,
Yeah.
leading 6-1. In my opinion, I understand Canning had gotten out of trouble. The pitch count wasn't too high at the time. I know he got a couple of hard hit balls the inning before, but now we're up 6-1. If we're gonna start pushing guys, why not now in the first game of a 13-game stretch where we don't have a day off? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we
Look, you
and
got
we
to
push
get.
Griffin Canning and go ahead, because you're chopping at the bit.
I wasn't against the move back. He pitched 5 good innings. I wanted him back out there for the 6th, but I think Mendy left him in one batter too long. I thought after he got the first out. I was like, okay, good. But then he started, getting into trouble. I think we should have had the hook kind of early. But like you said, I get it where Mendy's coming from because you got to get some innings out of this guy. You can't keep taxing the bullpen for 4 innings. That's basically what we're asking. 6, 7, 8, 9. We're asking 4 innings almost on a nightly basis. So I could get into tonight, but I'll stop it there.
No, of course. And that's exactly what it is. You want to get innings, and I thought it was a game that why not give it a try? And it didn't work out. And then it turns out that you end up using a bunch of arms in the bullpen anyways that you probably didn't want to do, which is exactly what you're trying to stay away from. As that game is going along, I'm saying everybody, no, bring Garrett out for the 6th. Hopefully he gives you a clean 6th, and then let's try to finish this game with maybe Danny Young and one other guy. You understand what I'm saying? And instead, we didn't see Danny Young that day. We ended up having to bring Reed Garrett to finish out the 6th inning. Then Stanek had to come in for an inning. Minter had to come in for an inning. And then Diaz.
That's why I got worried.
Who really was the one that really, ticked me off. And you were saying in the post game that you did that night, I couldn't come in. I know you were pissed at me. I listened for a little bit, but listen, I was on a freaking live.
Stop it.
No, I know. Eddie, will you relax? We're having fun. Having fun.
Yeah, man, I'm a little edgy, come on.
But you had a problem with Diaz coming in, period, because of the umpire.
Right, exactly.
I'm listening to you, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is my closer. If I can't bring him in because of the umpire, then what the hell are we doing here? So I don't agree with that line of thinking. That's my closer. I don't give a damn who the umpire is. You go out there and you get the job done. The problem right now is that Edwin Diaz is in his head, has no confidence, has his mechanic, whatever the hell. He's just not getting the job done. Whether the umpire is bad, good, or whatever the hell it is. But you go ahead.
Look, all I'll say is that game was a tight game, okay? We should have won it by a lot more. But if you noticed, as that game went on, the strike zone was getting smaller and smaller. There was balls that were strikes that were called balls. I got to give him credit, though. He did it for both sides. He was consistent. What I was worried about is Diaz, who's wild, and he doesn't have the fastball he did, 3 years ago, so he's not going to blow you away. So I'm worried that he's going to be wild, that he's got the small strike zone. But luckily, we got out of it. We got the win. We got lucky. You're right. You got to close with your closer. But for me, I am not 100% sold that Diaz is back. I don't think you are either. But so that's why I felt the way I felt, Hector.
No, I hear you. And listen, he may or may not be back. And it may turn out that eventually he is no longer the closer, but he's the closer right now. And this is probably going to be the theme. And it goes for me as well, ladies and gentlemen. It goes for me as well. We have to keep reminding ourselves that it's April 13th. Yes. And that we've played 15 games and we want things to happen like this. I haven't been able to call WFAN, right? I need to start calling more. I haven't been able to call WFAN, but
they
what's driving me?
Us.
Say again? They should call us, right?
Call us.
You're right. But
that's what I'm looking at.
Right? One thing that's bothering me is my buddy Sal, right? My buddy Sal early on talking about Pete and Pete's failures. And even while Pete has been carrying his team, still talking about, well, Pete needs to get it done and he needs to do this and he needs to do it for and it is the same thing as my guy Joe who calls me.
Right.
I said, Joe, listen. Sal, and I didn't get to tell Sal this, but Sal, if you're watching, Pete Alonso cannot erase all your doubts in one at bat, in one game, in 1 week. The New York Mets can erase all your sorrow and all our pain that we had for 25, 30 years, however long you're a Mets fan, in 1 week, in one game, in 1 year. I want to win just as much as the next man. Trust me, I want to win this year right now. I don't want to hear nothing else but that. You guys know my motto. First goal is win the damn division, win the playoffs, the pennant, and go win the World Series until you can't.
100%.
When you can't win a division, then you talk to me about let's scratch it and claw until just make it in, because nowadays you can make it in with 75 wild cards and anybody has a chance. On April 13th, I don't want to hear that.
Right.
But we can't do it all in one night.
Look. The bottom line is keep winning fucking series. Keep what the good things going. We got a lot of good things going on for this team. I know there's a lot of negative, but the bottom line is, Hector, let's just keep winning series. That's it. Keep it simple. Okay? Went out to Oakland. We've never been there in our franchise history. Never played in Sacramento. Went out there, and we looked like a professional team. We looked like an elite team. I don't know if you agree or not, but that's I think sure. So I guess you want to touch on.
I didn't want to cut you off.
No, bro, don't worry about cutting me off. I go back. We're good to go. You want to
just to wrap up game one? Unless you got anything else, I'm just gonna go through like the highlights. Obviously we saw Pete Alonso go 3 for 6 that day with a home run, a double, I think it was. Drove in 3 runs. Brandon Nimmo had a home run that night. 1 for 4 with the home run and the 1 RBI. Marte drove in 2 runs with a nice double to center field.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and then we talked about the pitching, but that was game one, and now we move on to game 2. And game 2 was
What was the final score? Game 2.
It was 3-1, and it was vomit inducing for the most part.
Yeah.
A great start from Peterson. Again,
I wouldn't say great. Good.
You go 6 innings, 2 runs. I mean, listen, even back in the days, that's quality.
It's a quality start.
It's a quality start. You know what I'm saying? And on the theme of trying to get extended innings or more innings from these guys, you have this guy start, you had the night before Canning try to go 6, not quite do it.
5 in the third.
Peterson is able to go 6, but the offense is non-existent. It's, he gives it the 2 runs in the 4th there, and it's 2-0 until the 6th when Brandon Nimmo finally hits a home run, and it makes it 2-1, and you think, okay, here we go. Maybe we have a shot.
That was it.
That's it. Nothing else. And then we end up giving up a run in the 7th. I even forget how the hell they gave up that run.
They tacked one on later on.
Yeah. That was Buto.
The offense was dead as a doornail. It was dead. It was dead.
That's the story of the game. You got 5 hits, and I think 3 of those hits came like in the last 2 innings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was the Nimmo home run. It was what else was it? The Senger hit like in the 6th inning. I think Hayden Senger got his hit. I think maybe it was in the 6th inning. And then we saw Beatty get a hit in the 7th inning with 1 out. I mean, Vientos get a hit like in the 7th with 1 out.
Yeah.
And in the 8th. And then Taylor in the 9th got a hit. And we thought, maybe we got a rally going. Taylor got a hit, and nothing materialized to that. Torrens ended up making up the last out. Made it close with a foul ball down the right field line.
Yeah, right.
Made it a little bit exciting. Good at bat, but ended up grounding out. To hell with game 2. There's that nonsense. And then we move on to today, which is fresh in everybody's memory but myself, because I actually didn't watch today's game. But a nice 8-0 victory where we actually did get innings. I keep saying length.
We got one of but today was one of the best. It was the best pitching performance of the year by a starting pitcher. Sure. By far. I mean, Senga left the game with 79 pitches. That's 79 pitches in 7 innings. In today's baseball, that is elite. That is great. I was very, very happy with Senga's performance. And remember, I'm not a guy that's, Mr. High. I'm not as high as other people are on Senga, but boy, did he have his stuff. And he didn't just have his fastball. He didn't just have the ghost forkball. He had the cutter. And he was pitching that to contact, and he was getting a ton of outs with that cutter. He had all 3 pitches. And that's really nice to see from your starting pitcher when you got 3 pitches. And he was locating everything, changing eye levels, doing all what he had to do. Excellent performance by Senga.
No, absolutely. And like you said, I mean, listen, there's not much that I can add to that. Except from what I heard a little bit in the post game, and from what you can see is, and the guys would say now he was able to recognize what was going on. The guys were maybe being a little bit aggressive and just playing a contact, and not trying to strike guys out. And they asked Mendoza after the game if he thought about sending him out there for the 8th, but he was like, you know what, listen, we've been limiting this guy to 5 innings. I was tempted, but he already had pitched 7. That was enough. He was also slotted for 85 pitches, he said. So we would have had 6 pitches to play with. And then they scored a couple of runs that inning, so he sat around for a bit. So you say, you know what, let's keep it right here. But no, just good to see, and gave us a little bit of a break. Well,
it was tight. It was a tight game up until around the 7th inning when they tacked on the run. I think it was Terrence. It was Terrence got the single that drove in the run that made it from 1-0 to 2-0. I might be wrong. Might have been. It was a tack on run, but that seemed to be the turning point.
I think it was Lindor. That was Lindor. Terrence drove in the first run in the 6th.
Okay,
Lindor doubled in Acuna in the 7th.
Right. And so that's what I meant. So it was the Lindor hit. After that, I felt like, okay, we got 2. And we looked the way Senga was pitching. I had confidence there. Once we got to 3, Hector, I'm like, this is a wrap.
No, for sure. But what I was gonna say is, I wasn't saying that it was an easy game. I was gonna say we caught a break as far as not having to use so many bullpen guys, but we only had to use Minter and Kranick to close it out.
Yes.
So that was great, and yeah, the offense kind of ended up breaking it open there. What was it in the 9th? Really, they scored 4 runs. Really, in the 9th, they had the 2-7, the 2-7 to make it 3-0, 1 in the 8th to make it 4-0, and then, well, listen, if it stays 3-0, maybe you got to bring Diaz in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you got to bring in a Brazoban. You understand what I'm saying? It's a different game when it gets 4-0 and then 8-0 in the 9th. Now, I didn't see Diaz showing any hints of warming up. I know it was Minter that was warming up at first, and then Kranick joined them. And then we did see Minter come out and pitch the 8th.
Minter was going out for the 8th. They knew that.
Yeah. But it might have been Diaz for the 9th if they don't add on the 4th.
I mean, but we were well ahead at that point. I don't think Diaz was going to see today. I
think it's still a safe situation.
No, I know. Excuse me.
And you're trying to win the series.
Right,
this is your closer, Eddie. This is your closer, Eddie, that likes to pitch often. That just had a couple of rough. I'm pretty sure if that was a close game, we would have seen Edwin Diaz. Now, the way that you're humming, it turned out great is what I'm trying to say. That we didn't have to see him, both for your stomach and both to give him some time to rest.
I don't know.
Jesus.
The less I see a Diaz, the more I'm comfortable. I'm sorry. I know you're. Look, man. Once I see that fastball back, maybe I'll change my tune. But right now, give me blowout so I don't have to see Diaz because I don't trust him as far as I could throw him. I'm not sold on that he's back. That's it. I'm going to ask
saying that he's back or not. I'm just telling you what he is. He's the closer. Whether he's back or not, whether you're sold or not sold, he is the closer until he's pushed out.
I'm saying in closing
situation, he's going to pitch. Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's great that it worked out that way. You want to dismiss the runs if we don't get those 4 extra runs.
Thank God we got the runs.
Yeah.
Because we had to save the bullpen. We got 13 games straight.
That's the point, Eddie. That's the point I'm trying to make. But you're here going on and on and on about how you don't trust Diaz and the less you see in him. And I'm trying to tell you that doesn't really matter right now. Because if we needed him to close the game, he would have closed the game. He would have closed the
Listen,
game. Now,
man,
oh man, this has been fun already. This was supposed to just be
we're
quick
already
game
getting into
recaps.
it. But I
Quick
think
game
you're a
recaps.
little. I think you got a little rose-colored glasses with Diaz, man. I don't know. I'm worried about this guy. I don't know.
Do you want me to go back in my ex and pull up the rants that I've had about Diaz, where I've talked about what this guy has given us one good year in his tenure here, and I have rose-colored glasses with Diaz? Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm seeing
I'm
this.
just telling you the
I'm
reality.
not talking about the past, but I kind of feel like you're like, oh, he's a closer, this, that, and the other. Listen, I'm just as I think you put Diaz in, obviously, against their best hitters. You have to. But I wouldn't be opposed to having Stanek close some games. I'm not opposed.
And that's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
That's probably going to happen because there's going to be games where, not necessarily because they demote Diaz, but because they do this is the new age 7th, 8th inning, the what do they call it?
Well, it's the way, you go against, you put your closer in against their best batters, right?
Right.
That's
When they
like
be in the 7th and 8th and they just close with somebody else. So you may see someone else close in that instance. You may see somebody else close just because he's pitched a couple of games in a row. He needs a night off. So you're going to see other guys close. And eventually he misses the job. But since we're done with the recaps and we're going to get into narratives and we're going to get into things, well, there's a narrative that I have. I want to see what happens when my guy Alvy comes back with Edwin Diaz. I've been saying this since Alvy got hurt. I said it in the season preview, and Alvy's around the corner. I think they'll be back when we come back to host St. Louis. Both he and McNeil, probably Alvy more than anything because Alvy started playing first. But I said it from the beginning. If I was worried about anything, yes, the production and all of that good stuff that we think that he can give us at the plate. But it was the way that he handles Edwin Diaz. And when I see Edwin Diaz right now, I see somebody that is just lacking like confidence. That's what I see more than anything. Someone who just deer in the headlights. The old saying, the oversaid saying, deer in the headlights. That's what I see with Edwin Diaz. So I'm looking forward to Alvy coming back just to see Alvy come back. And we'll see, how the hitting is and how he's able to handle another surgery in season or right before the season and have to
what did he hurt again, Alvy?
Hammy bones. So I think there's a thing over here.
Okay. Yeah, and that's important for a catcher.
On his left hand too. So we'll see how that works. But the good thing is, listen, we just talked about it. Terrence today, 3 for 4, 2 RBIs. We've been talking about it all season on all these shows, my shows, every show.
Yo,
Luis Terrence deserves to get 50-50 split, I feel. I don't think he should just get relegated to backup catcher like a Hayden Senger has been. He needs to get, if not 50-50, 40-60. I need to see Terrence playing 3 times a week. I'm sorry. Until Alvy makes it that it's not.
Hector, I'm 100% with you. I am 100% with you. Again, I know the fan base loves Alvarez. I understand he was, one of the game's top prospects in baseball. I understand when he performed very well that one half a season, which is what I'm telling everybody. He's had one good half in his whole career. Okay, that's who he's been. And now he's challenged. Now he's got a challenge. We don't have who was that bum that we had the backup catcher for so many years? Who was that bum that we had? He was here for years. Tomas Nido. Oh God. Thank God we don't have any Tomas Nido. All right, we actually have a guy in Torrance that's actually could catch the ball, and not only can he catch, he can hit, and he could throw runners out. Right now he's the full package.
No, for sure. Listen, I say it all the time. I don't know how the hell the Yankees let us get that guy. I just don't. But
that was a great move. That was all Mendy, by the way, too.
Yeah, Mendy brought him up, and shout out to David Stearns to actually listening to Mendy and going out there and getting the guy. But this is your guy Diaz for the season. I was hoping we could have what he's done in the last couple
saves.
Of
games. He has a 7.94 ERA. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I guess so.
He's worse than I thought.
We gotta trust Rudy. Shout out to Rudy.
Shout out to Rudy's, right, for the grab.
I would love to see what his numbers are in his last 3 starts, because I think that's where that mostly comes from.
Bro, even the Ks are down. He's usually like a 2K per inning type of guy.
Yeah.
Wow, got more hits than he's got almost as many earned runs as he does innings pitched. I forget the home run. I don't know who he let the home run up. I forget who that was.
That was the last game in Citi Field for the Matt Mervis, whatever the hell his name is. Mervis.
Oh, the guy in the Marlins. Right.
Yeah, the Marlins. The last game.
This is why I'm saying what I'm saying about Diaz. This is why.
No, but I'm not denying that. I'm telling you, eventually he may get pushed out. I said it in my live. Eventually he get pushed out. I was just saying that if that game would have stayed close today. I'm just saying if that game would have stayed close today, he would have been out there. I'm pretty sure he would have been out there. We saw Minton's pitch today, and he just pitched on Friday. He's coming back from hip surgery. You think we weren't going to see Diaz? He would have been shoved down your throat. So just be happy we got those runs that you want to go, eh.
Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. I'm curious. I'm curious if the chat and the fan base is as worried about Diaz as I am. Now,
hell yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm sure they are. I was just going to say that. Let's see if we can look in the chat and see what we see here. As it was in regards. Well, look, Cindy helps out here and says that his ERA ballooned after the Marlins game. Okay. I'm pretty sure that had a lot to do with it. Is the last
that's facts. But Carlos come on, this Carlos is a guy that's dominant. Dominant. Go ahead.
Carlos says Luis Torrens cannot split time with Alvarez when he's back until Torrens slows down. You have to play the hot hand, and the catcher that has our starters and bullpen looking like the best in MLB.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean,
look,
you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen? Carlos is gonna be just as aggravated as you are right now with the whole Diaz situation, because that's not gonna happen. They may split time, but he's the hot hand and he remains a starter and Alvy's like basically the backup, that's not gonna happen. So my boy Carlos, he's gonna be aggravated.
So you think he's 100% gonna come back and start every game then? Not every game.
I'm not saying start every game. I just spent 5 minutes saying I think they deserve a 50-50 split. I'm just saying
I agree.
The extreme that Carlos is talking about, where Torrens remains the guy because he's hot, that's not going to happen. Now, maybe I'm misinterpreting Carlos a little bit. I apologize if I am, Carlos, but I think that's just a little bit extreme. 50-50, 60-40. Listen, and maybe, you know what? Maybe Carlos will have a chance the first week or two to come back and say, hey, see, heck, I told you. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to take it easy with Alvy too, right? They're going to take it easy with Alvy. They may even start him and take him out of the game at first. Because, work him to the 9 innings, as they work up his stamina and stuff like that. But, I listen.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I think I trust Mendy. I know a lot of people want to gripe about Mendy, especially when it comes to bullpen, which I say it all the time. It's only so much I'm going to talk about bullpen because we never know what's really going on and who's available and who's not. We may think, we may count days and all of that stuff, but who the heck knows? Let's see. Brad says Diaz is one of the reasons the Mets had to fight for the playoffs last year. Yeah.
Is that a good thing or
meaning had he not blown so many games, maybe we're not so far behind that we have to fight and claw till the end. You know what I'm saying? Well, as he says, in the clutch, I don't trust Diaz. He adds.
I don't either. But I will give him this, Hector. He was coming off a major surgery last year. But that was last year. That's not this year. Fastball's still down. He doesn't have the velocity. I'm just pointing that out.
No, yeah.
Right? His slider hasn't been pinpoint either.
And every discussion, there has to always be a Mr. or Mrs. Positive. And I love the guy. It's my guy. I go to games with him every now and then. We chit-chat privately on the phone, text. But Jeffrey's just Mr. Positive all the time. This guy has nothing negative to say about anything. And he says, Hector, Eddie, I'm not worried about Diaz. Once he gets into a good routine, he will be fine. And I was listening to Eddie today in a space. I mean, to Jeffrey today in a space, spit his positivity, and the fact that Diaz likes to work often and this and that. You know what? This guy's been here how long already? 5, 6. Like figure it the hell out.
Right.
Figure it. You're right, Jeffrey. He likes to pitch every day, routine, and all that stuff. And I'm over here talking about when Alvy comes back, it should help him out too. At the same time, you're a freaking veteran, bro. Figure it the heck out.
I'm sorry, but this whole bit about the catcher making that big of an impact on a pitcher, I don't buy that.
You don't buy anything.
That's bullshit.
You don't buy anything.
No, I don't buy it. No. That's you pitch the fucking ball. You're a pitcher. It's gonna go. You're in control, not the catcher. All the catcher does is catch the baseball.
Yadi Molina had no effect. All those years, Yadi Molina had no effect, right?
Yadi Molina is a different animal. He was a captain. He was a clutch player. He was the best defensive catcher by a mile. By a mile. And we're talking about a young kid being this. I don't buy it. I don't buy it with the whole catcher. I don't believe it. No, I'm not with it. Sorry.
I agree with that, Cindy. I don't think we should rush him, and I don't think they will. It just looks like that's the timeline that he's on. So when I say the Cardinals series, I just think that's a timeline that he seems to be on now. I didn't get to read the whole graphic because I thought he was already on his way to Syracuse and will start playing in Syracuse today. But I saw that they both played today. They put the numbers up real quick on the post game, but I didn't catch all of it. I did see that McNeil still played in St. Lucie. Now, I don't know if he was going to travel after the game today because I was also under the impression that Alvy would be playing in Syracuse today and McNeil will travel to Syracuse today to start playing on Monday in Syracuse.
This will be McNeil's first time going in live games, correct?
No, he's already been playing a couple of live games. He's been playing in St. Lucie. They both were playing in St. Lucie. Alvy's just like a game or two ahead. So Alvy was going to travel, as far as I understood that I saw. Alvy was going to travel, I believe it was Saturday, to Syracuse to play in Syracuse today. I didn't see where he played today. I only was able to see that McNeil played in St. Lucie. Now, I don't know if he's traveling after the game to Syracuse to play in Syracuse tomorrow, but those things tell me that they're close, right? Why would you bring him to Syracuse or maybe even to Brooklyn? I'm sure they bring him to Syracuse because they're the ones playing in New York. If Brooklyn was the one playing in New York, they probably would have bring him to Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying? It's just to having them close, finish their rehab, and then get them up here. And also probably AAA just to
you have to go in AAA to get
a little bit better pitching, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, single A is a joke. I mean, these guys
exactly.
Man.
But, that was all part of like an extended rehab and then all of that good stuff. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm just how hot is Torrens right now? I cannot sit him in my opinion. That's just me. Luis Torrens is looking elite right now. That might change. What was that, Eddie? Go ahead.
I'm with Carlos right there. I'm with them. As I said, this guy Torrens is winning ball games for us. He had a huge hit today. Huge hit. You know what I'm saying? And he keeps getting. He's throwing people out. He looks great behind the plate. He looks great. He sees a ton of pitches per at bat. He's fouling the ball off. This guy's a battler. He's a gamer. So do I just want to hand the job over to Alvarez because of his potential? No. We'll see what they do.
Brad said if Alvy wasn't homegrown, he would get killed more.
Well, not by us. We're equal. We kill. We don't discriminate. Let's put it that way.
Stan said he had 97, 98 this year, but also under 94. Diaz claim to fame is unhittable letter high heat at 98 plus. Otherwise, he is shaky.
Yes, 100%.
Dímelo, Nelson. Nelson says, I'm with you, Carlos and Eddie. Hector's an idiot. Torrens playing too well to say
you're not an idiot. I just think maybe you believe in Alvy more, maybe. No.
I clearly said, I'm just saying what they're probably going
to do.
I could probably be wrong. What they're going to do. What I did say was that it should definitely be a 50-50 split at least. That's what I've said.
Okay.
You guys want to tell me it should be an 80-20 going into Torrens? I think you guys are nuts. That's not gonna happen. That's what I'm saying. Let's quote me correctly here. Raul, I'm with you, man. 2025 champs, baby, until we're not. Let's go. What do you want to go next, Eddie? I'm gonna let you go next to whatever topic you want before you chop my head off.
You want to get into the start today by Senga?
Not the way he's playing right now. He's not gonna be no damn MVP. Not the way he's playing right now. I thought we got into the start by Senga. What else you want to touch on?
All right.
No, go ahead. What else you want to add to it?
Well,
Again, I didn't watch the game, so
they didn't want to push him past. I think it was 80. I think 80 was the pitch count.
85. 85. That's what I said before. I heard Mendoza say in the post game that they had him slotted for 85, and they've limited him to 5 innings per start. So having already jumped to 7, he felt like that was enough there. But he did flirt with the idea.
My concern with the Senga, what I was going to get into was, he has to remember they give him the extra days rest off, and they're speaking about possibly bringing up another pitcher. And Sprout's name was mentioned as maybe bringing him up so Senga could get the extra days rest. I don't know if I want to put Sprout up this early. I don't. Sprout. I think Sprout, whatever. Excuse me. I don't know if I want to do that right away. I'd rather put something else. Who else is out there that could give us a start?
You realize it's just a spot start, right? Whoever comes up is not staying up here. That's one thing that fans need to realize too. Whoever comes up is probably not going to stay up here.
It's almost like a bullpen game.
Whether it's Sprout, whether it's Tidwell, whoever the hell it is, you know what I'm saying? They're going to come up. They're going to make that spot start. Oh, my gosh. Hold on. As I forgot to plug in my laptop and the battery's about to die. So I wouldn't make too much of it. I honestly didn't think that Sprout was pitching good enough to be the guy to come up, to be honest with you. Now, I'm not abreast of how guys are doing in the minors. I think I heard that he's the guy that's lined up. I heard these guys talking about that earlier in the space today.
Yeah, on the broadcast, they mentioned it.
Did they mention that too, that he's the guy that's lined up? Okay, I didn't watch the game.
Not that he's lined up, that he would probably be the likely candidate.
All right. Well, listen.
I don't know if I agree with it, to be honest.
But why not?
Because I want to keep the kid down there for as long as possible.
He's going to go back down, Eddie. He's going to go back down. Give him a taste.
But doesn't that affect the service time and stuff, Heck?
I don't give a shit about that, but I don't know. But it's one game. And isn't it like after a certain date? I think we're past that date. But I don't care about service time stuff. I don't. I know that matters to a certain extent and how you can manipulate certain things. But aren't we pro players and we don't want to see these players get manipulated? If the kid is ready to start, we need a starter. He deserves to start. Bring him the hell up. And then he'll go back down and keep working. And hopefully when he comes up later on, when we really need him, it's not that first start. And you know what I'm saying? He's already gotten that out of the way. He got his feet wet. I don't think it could hurt, in my opinion. I don't know.
Heck, that's what I'm curious. Who besides Sprout, who else would be the guy? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Would you?
It's not going to be Blackburn, right? That's why we're even considering Sprout, because he's not going to be ready because he's just not healthy after the surgery. So it won't be him. I don't know. Is Tidwell ready? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know if he's lined up. Who else? I really don't know who else is starting in the minors. I think who was it that he mentioned? Oh man, I did hear a name. That
Blackburn?
No. Blackburn's. I just said Blackburn's not going to pitch.
Right.
He's still not ready. This is why we even This is why we even discussing Sprout. If Blackburn was ready, Sprout or anybody else wouldn't be a.
Do we know the timeline on him or no?
No, forget about Blackburn. Ureña, the guy who was Ureña. That's the guy that they're talking about too, that I heard mentioned, that he may get a start. So you want him instead of Sprout? You don't want Sprout?
It's not that I don't want Sprout. What I want to do is I want to maximize Sprout down in the minor league.
So start Ureña.
I know he's tearing it up. So I want that to continue, and I don't want to bring him up and then shake up his confidence if something happens. I kind of want to play it safe with him.
Okay, so
That-
Ordeña's a kind of like not a veteran, but he's been around a little bit already. Bring him
yeah,
up
yeah,
again.
yeah.
It's a spot start in April. It's a spot
Right.
start in April. You know
I
what I'm
mean, you
saying?
can even have Budo start. Budo's
No,
been
no,
a
no, no. They're not doing that, bro. They're not doing that.
no.
Unless you want to opener. If you want to go with the opener and do the whole bullpen game thing, because he's not going to pitch more than
No,
3 innings.
I would be open that if we had an off day. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
you could line
exactly.
it up. But
Exactly.
now with no off days for 13, I don't think so.
Because he's not stretched out, and they're not stretching him out. They've already said this. They're not stretching him out. Like, we got to listen to these guys.
Right,
And
no,
things
of
can
course.
change. Things can change. But they clearly said before the season, Buto is not in consideration for spot starts, for none of that nonsense.
Right.
He's a
Well, I
multi-inning
mean,
pitcher, 2 innings, maybe 3. So if you want to start him as an opener for 2 innings, then maybe we could do that.
yeah,
But
then it just becomes a bullpen game. You go to Brazelbaum for 2, you go to Kranick for 2. But again, then that taxes the bullpen. So I'm not a fan of that. I'd bring up Urania.
yeah,
Make sure I'm
yeah, I don't know if it's Urena or Ureña. Yeah,
Urania,
I don't know.
whatever it is.
Jesus, the chat is already getting away from me. Oh my gosh. Too many comments. I love these people.
They're the best.
What do we got here? First, let me check. Oof. Well,
What do you got, Heck?
no. I was just looking at something here. My bad. No. So let's look at the comments real quick. I'm sure there's quite a few here. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, Kenny, what's going on, Kenny? My guy.
Hey. Heck, I will be right back.
Yes, sir. I saw your message too. It's my Yeah, Sanger has been good. Sanger has been good as a backup, but I don't know if it's a difficult decision. When Alvy's back, Sanger goes down, and listen, shout out to him, got himself some major league money. Maybe he doesn't have to go to Whole Foods again. Maybe he does. I've been thinking honestly that we may see teams call the Mets about Hayden Sanger and trying to pry him away the same way that we pried away Luis Torrens. But I don't see the Mets trading that kid right now. You can't trade him just in case. Like, listen, we could talk about Alvy and prospect and what he's gonna do, and he's gonna hit. He could hit, and Alvy should hit 25 bombs. What Alvy has been is injury prone. He's been getting hurt a lot, spending a lot of time in the IL. So you don't get rid of a Hayden Singer, but I'm pretty sure we'll get calls about it. But I don't think it makes it a difficult decision. It's just great. Now we know we have someone more than capable of coming up and filling in for a couple of weeks,
So how does the chat feel about this?
That means he says he thinks the catcher makes more of a difference with starting pitchers than a reliever. And for the most part, that is the case. In general, that is the case. Now, if you want to ignore what we've seen between Alvarez and Diaz, that's on you. If you want to ignore what we've heard them tell us about Alvarez and Diaz, that's on you. But I appreciate you staying consistent and easy and always being the contrarian because it keeps me going and it fires me up. I just freaking love it. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. What do you want to know, Eddie? What do you want to know?
I just want to know
You
what the
guys are
chat
agitating me. Everybody's agitating me right now. I just want you guys to know.
Yeah, agitated. We're 10-5. All right, we're coming off a series win, big best pitching matchup, best pitching performance of the season by a starter. The
Yes.
bats came up. I mean, we're looking good, Hector. We're looking really good. I know it's early, and I know the Mets always play well in April, and then you got to worry about the May and June swoons. But right now, we look solid. We look confident, and we look like a team that could compete with anybody right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Shout out to my guy Jake Brown, man. Shout out to Jake Brown Radio. Good to have you here, brother. Appreciate you, man. Maybe one day you could join us. Little cameo up in here. As he says, he just thinks Bullpen has been worked a lot. They won't use bullpen to start. Yeah, we agree. And I think Eddie, even though as soon as he suggested it, he took it back. That just
Yeah,
wouldn't work, especially because it would be right in the middle of this 13 game stretch that we
can't
keep
do
talking
it.
about. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if eventually we see maybe one of these guys that still has options, and people are gonna lose their mind. Like, how are you sending him to the minors? He's
Right.
doing so good, but it's just because you need a fresh arm, and maybe that's Daniel Nunez. And I know we expect that when Daniel Nunez is ready, that Danny Young will be the guy to go down, but maybe it doesn't happen like that. Maybe it is a Kranich. Maybe it is a Brazobot. I think those are the guys that have options. I can't remember.
It'll be a guy for like simply like a few days, and
Yeah,
then
but it is just to get a fresh arm and maybe to give that guy a break. That guy may never even throw to a batter in the
right.
minors. He'll stay with the team traveling the whole time.
Would Sanger get optioned by any chance? Would he get maybe him sent down or no?
Senga, the pitcher, or
Sanger, the catcher.
the catch. Yeah, no. When Alvy comes back, he's gonna get option.
Okay.
That's for sure. That's what we said before that someone said it's gonna be a tough decision because he's playing so well. And I'm like, nah, there's nothing tough about it. It's
No.
just good to know that we now have a more than what do you call it? A good enough third catcher that
Right.
if we
We'll have an
need it
emergency
again,
catcher.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if you listen, but I was saying it wouldn't surprise me if teams try to call the Mets and try to pry him away from us the way we got Terrence from the Yankees. But I'm pretty sure the Mets are gonna say, yeah, nah, no thanks, because of the fact that Alvy seems to get hurt. We
Yeah.
want we think Alvy's gonna be this 25 home run guy, but what he's been is somebody that gets hurt a lot.
He gets hurt a lot. He's extremely inconsistent. He swings out of his shoelaces. He has no patience whatsoever behind the plate when he's hitting. To me, he's got a long way to go. What did Jeffrey say?
And Jeffrey says the thing with Ureña is that once you activate him, you have to DFA him to send him down. After this start, they won't need another 6 starting pitcher until April 30th. That may be the case, Jeffrey, but I didn't bring him up. They did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't suggest him as an option. They did. So they are fully aware that that's the case. So what, are you just never going to bring him up because you may have to option him? Maybe they bring him up, and after he starts, they keep him in the bullpen. I don't think you would do that because
I don't think so.
you won't be able
I
to
think
use him
it's
for a
one
couple
and
of
done.
days. Yeah. And listen, maybe that's his destiny with the Mets this year to give us that spot start, and he's gone. And how many times we saw who was it last season that we DFA'd and brought back like twice, and then the Yankees picked up and
Oh, what's his
DFA'd him.
name? That scrub from Atlanta. I thought he was going to be great.
Yeah, and then the Yankees picked him up and DFA'd him like 3 times.
Mike something. Mike.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
forget who the hell it was. That's how significant he was.
No, Carlos, I'm wearing purple for an honor of the City Connect jerseys. As I said, I'm a man of my word. I would rock out the purple jacket on the next show, and here I am. And as Hector said, he's going to bring up his 1986 jersey. Tonkin, that's it, Michael Tonkin. Hector said he was going to wear his 86 jersey in honor of 86, because it's the last championship we've had.
As Jake said, Ureña did well as a spot starter. Ureña did well as a spot starter last year. Just need 4 to 5 innings. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So
listen, give me, if you get 5 innings out of a spot starter, you're in great shape. I hope that happens.
Here, you wanted to talk Senga. Here's our unofficial statistician, my guy Junior. Shout out to my guy Junior, man. Always putting up, and everybody. Shout out to everybody that puts up good stuff. You guys know I hate numbers. Kodak Senga's goals for has a whiff of 48.5% through 3 starts this season.
It's good. When he controls it, he's great, but he doesn't always have control. That's what I was most impressed with Senga today. He had control of all of his pitches, especially that cutter. And he was pitching at the contact, and he was inducing ground balls, pop-ups, flyouts. He was sharp. He was very sharp.
Senga and Beatty trade.
I got
you. No. What are you? For Alcantara.
Yeah.
For Alcantara.
Ones are gonna laugh. They're gonna laugh at you when they see that package. Lost.
Nah. Listen, I'm glad you said that. Is this guy gonna be a table setter or is he gonna be a game changer? What did we sign this guy for? What did we sign this guy for? You tell me. To be a table setter or a game changer? Mr. Oh, he's on base percentage. Well, at least he's drawing walks. That's what you brought him here for? Or did we bring this guy in here to change games?
Are you really
We
complaining about
brought him
Soto?
here to pass the baton. That's what we brought him here for.
Are you
I'm just
really
asking the question.
complaining about Soto?
I'm asking the question.
I
I can't ask the
mean,
question. You don't listen to the people. Am
go
I the only
ahead.
one that's asking the question?
Go ahead.
Are you really satisfied with him being Omar Vizquel? That's what you brought him here to be?
Stop, Omar Vizquel.
Well, this is what you're telling me. He draws walks. He gets on base. Bat him second. Let everybody else do the work. That's what a two-hitter does. That's what Omar Vizquel was.
Oh,
At
stop.
the table. Get on base for the big guns.
All right, so let me ask you this.
For the
then.
Jim Tomeys and the Manny Ramirez's.
What's his problem?
I don't
What's
know.
Soto's problem?
I don't know.
Slumping? Bad start? What is it?
I haven't
I
liked
don't
the
have a
swings
problem
lately.
with him. I think he's been great. I know
Great?
he can hit more. I know he needs to hit.
Great.
He hasn't.
That's what I have a problem with. When you tell me he's
continues to get on
been
base.
great.
He continues to fuck up the manager's plan. He continues to fuck that up. I'm sorry. I have no problem with what he's doing. Yes, he's not hitting what we thought he's going to do, but he's going to. And he's already screwing up the other teams. So I have no problem with Soto. He has made such a difference on this team. It's night and day. It's night and day from last year.
He needs to stop being a freaking mango and give me some plátano power, bro. I don't need the sweet plantains.
See, look at that.
I need plátano power.
He lined out at 112 miles an hour
my
today.
God. Who wrote that? Who was that? Jeffrey? Who gave you
Jeffrey.
that crap? Who gave you that nonsense? I didn't see it.
That's Jeffrey.
Of course, Mr.
That's
Power.
pretty fast. I don't know how you could look. I get where you're coming from. You're gonna point to the money. You're gonna point to the fact that
I haven't said anything about the money, Eddie.
But
I need him to come in here and be a game changer. I don't give a damn if he was getting $1 million or $765 million. The Juan Soto that I know that I've always wanted is a game changer, not a freaking table setter, not an Omar Vizquel. Come here and be Manny Ramirez, Big Papi, Barry Bonds. What you want? Mickey Mantle? You want to compare him to all these guys?
Brian Giles. Brian Giles. Yo, heck. What are you getting so mad about? What are you afraid of? You don't think this guy's gonna come through? It's only a matter of time.
He needs to start coming through. He needs to start coming through. That's what I'm saying. I'm not afraid of anything.
He needs more power, but for you to sit here and say he's just passing the baton, good. He's getting on base. That's all what we want. It's like the movie Moneyball.
No, that's what you want. That's what you want. I don't want him to get on base. Get on base by hitting the damn ball, not by freaking walking. That's what.
Did he have to hit today? I think he had a hit today, didn't he?
I bring him here to be a game changer. What fucking hit? 0 for 3. That's what he did today.
Yeah, an intentional walk.
0 for 3 with 2 walks. Woo! Woo!
Look at that walk to strikeout rate. Look at that walk to strikeout rate. Listen, I don't know how you can listen to me. He's one of the best players we've ever seen don a Mets uniform.
Underwhelming. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that. He needs to start playing like one of the best players. I haven't seen him play like one of the best players to don a uniform.
But do you think
That's
he's
a theory? That's a theory right now. Stop playing like it. Stop playing like it.
Do you believe in him? Yes or no?
I never said I don't believe in him, Eddie. Why you take these things places where he needs to start producing more for my liking. That's it. I'm not saying he's not great. I'm not saying he's not going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying anything like that. You want to be complacent and satisfied with little walks and nonsense. I'm not.
I'm not being complacent.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
You're probably
happy with the fucking bum Knicks. Oh, the Knicks, they're going to be fine in the playoffs.
Me?
They're going to be fine. This is the New York mentality now. We're okay with everything now. Oh, Because people have this fantasy mentality. You know why people are happy with Juan Soto? Because he fills up their fantasy numbers. Well, you know what? I don't give a damn about your fantasy teams. What I care is about the New York Mets, and I need him to be a game changer, damn it.
Yeah. He is a game changer. You just
No, he's not.
it.
He's a table setter right now. I need plátano power. I don't need mango.
Okay. Let me ask you this.
I don't need sweet plantains.
If we don't have Soto,
plátano power.
If Soto's not in this lineup, is Pete hitting this goal?
I don't care about getting on base. I need him to get on base by getting hits. Of course. We all want good at
without Soto, Pete's not doing what he's doing.
Can we stop that nonsense? Can we give Pete some credit for the work he put in also? Because Soto could be taking those walks and
you're pitching around when it gets to Pete.
Pete could be doing nothing though. He's doing the job. Give him credit for doing the job too. He had opportunities before. You ain't got Pete never had opportunities.
I'll give him credit.
Hold on. You act like Pete never had opportunities. One of the biggest Pete beefs has been Pete not getting it done in crunch time. Pete not getting it done with men on base. So that means the opportunities were there. He wasn't getting the job done.
He never got it done until we got Soto.
All right. Well, he's getting it. Well, give him credit for getting it done. Give him credit for getting it done. Give him credit. Stop with this Soto nonsense.
You're acting like
been good. But give Pete some damn credit too.
Yeah,
he's getting the job done.
Give Pete credit, but I'm crediting the guy that strikes
the
fear
walker
in the base guy. He strikes fear. Why? Because he gets on base every fucking time. You need him to get on base.
This is the MVP right here. God damn it! Not your man Juan Soto. This is the MVP right here.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He's the guy getting it done. Even though the last two games he sucks.
Strike three, right?
For A the last two games.
He took his called strike three that he could have fucking mashed, and he was all passive with it. Juan Soto wouldn't do that. That's for sure.
Oh no, because he hasn't struck out this year. Rolled over like 5 times.
Soto has less strikeouts than Pete.
Rolled over. He always does. We know that. He better have. Then you'll be worried.
Without Soto,
I'm not worried or concerned. I'm agitated. I'm agitated because all off season I was saying how whatchamacallit, Juan Soto wasn't going to slump. Juan Soto's going to hit a home run opening day. Juan Soto's going to hit a home run opening day in Citi Field. Fans are never going to get a chance to boo Juan Soto because he's going to take off and he's never going to give you a chance. Well, I'm already hearing people grumble at the games. The last game I was there when he makes that, I'm already hearing I hear the people in the back. $765 million for that? I hear it. So that's why I'm bringing it up. I get the calls from people that will remain nameless. Talk about, aren't you concerned? I'm not concerned.
I just asked the chat.
Was there to be concerned about?
The chat if they're concerned with Soto. Nobody seems
nothing to be concerned about.
No, there is.
There's nothing to be concerned.
There is. There's concern that the power's not there, that the doubles aren't there. There's concern.
No,
but he hits when he does hit, and when he starts hitting, he is going to change the face of this team. We are going to go we're going to score like there's no tomorrow once he gets going. And we haven't even brought up Lindor. Why? Because Soto's always getting on base. And Lindor, again, he's at least starting off. He's starting off well. Could he be better? Yes. Lindor could be better too. The whole fucking team could be better. But for you to sit here and pick on Soto, because without Soto, I'm sorry, Pete's not doing what he's doing.
Nonsense.
No.
You act like Pete's never had a good year.
Not like this.
Like Pete's never had a good year.
Not like this.
Again, the complaints have been that Pete hasn't gotten it done and opportunities have been afforded to him. That's been the complaint. Pete hasn't gotten it done. So there's been opportunities. You want to tell me there's more opportunities? Of course. Of course. Because we got the generational walker to steal from, the Yankee fans. And shout out to my homie Kathy, who never misses an opportunity to tell me how wrong I am and is DMing me and telling me how much he agrees with Eddie and how Soto's a game changer. He hasn't changed shit.
Yes, he has.
He hasn't changed no games. He needs to change the game. Change the game with a bomb, with a hit in the gap. That's what kind of game changing I want to see. I know the effect that he's had on guys. I'm not denying that. I'm just tired of you guys just settling. Stop settling for this garbage. We need to stop settling. Stop settling, man. You want more out of everybody else, but you don't want more out of Soto. You want more out of everybody else, but you don't want more out of Soto.
I want more out of Soto. I want more out of Soto.
Why you want what I say? I want more.
Okay.
You ask for more out of Diaz. You ask for more out of Nimmo. You ask for more out of everybody, but you can't ask for more out of Soto.
Over the fact of how important he is in this lineup. He is so important of where he's hitting, when he's hitting, that teams are every single time and later in the game, they have a left-handed reliever up. Why? Because they're terrified of him.
You're going to have a righty reliever? That's just
always get left-handed reliever.
Of course. Any left-handed slugger at the end of the game, you're gonna have a left-handed reliever. Like, give me a break, Eddie, please.
But no, listen, listen again.
No, but that's baseball. Like, you want to give him credit for baseball. That's baseball.
Never seen a Mets lineup that is so feared at the top. I've never seen a Mets lineup like this. Okay, and I know what the Juan Soto effect is.
Oh, not even your great 2006 lineup.
Well, that was one of the best. That's the best I saw for at least.
Nah.
And yes, you guys can bring up the money, but then if you're gonna bring up the money on Soto, bring up the money on fucking Diaz, who's making you're Mr. Diaz. Oh, you gotta bring Mr. Closer.
I didn't bring up the money. That's not my fucking comment. That's not my comment.
I'm just saying, you're okay with Diaz. You settled with Diaz.
I'm not okay with Diaz. For the millionth time, I'm not okay with Diaz.
Fucking strike to save his life.
I'm not okay with Diaz. You got listening problems, bro. I'm not okay with Diaz, man. Not okay with this. How many times I got to say he needs to be better? I just told you they're not going to do what you think they're going to do. That's all. I'm just telling you. If the game was 2-0, if the game was 3-0, Diaz would have pitched today. If that means that I'm okay with Diaz, I guess. Huh?
When it comes to Soto, they're so scared of him. They just put him on base.
Nobody's settling for Beatty. You need to understand
the situation. Here, please.
The situation was Beatty had an opportunity to build up his trade value. He's failed miserably. Get Beatty the hell out of here as soon as we can, and that's going to hopefully happen this week. Nobody's settling for no damn Beatty. Nobody gives a damn about Beatty. Really. Nobody cares about Beatty.
We have been on Beatty like there's no tomorrow. And even that hit he had today, to me, was meaningless because the game was already a wrap. So what does that tell me again? He can hit when the no pressure's on, right? Today was a perfect example of that. It was a triple. Did he have a triple? I believe it was either a double or a triple. I'm not 100% sure. But he did it after the game was done. Hold on.
I know Soto got an intentional walk. That's great. That's great. Pete got intentionally walked a couple of times already this year, too. Not every time he gets walked because the pitcher is shitting bricks or because the pitcher sucks is a pitch around. Okay? Did you see the manager today when that pitcher walked him that you talked about that he got pitched around? Did that look like a manager that was happy about a pitch around or a manager that was exasperated that his pitcher couldn't throw a strike? Because that's what I saw.
Okay. Did they pitch around Brett Beatty?
Oh, fucking shit.
Did they pitch around? No, honest question. Did they pitch around all these other guys?
Are you listening?
Nobody pitches around these other guys.
Are you listening? Did I say they never pitch around them?
I'm not saying.
Did I say that not everybody that gets? But don't tell me you're not saying that when you respond to something I said, Eddie. If I say something and then you respond, don't tell me I'm not saying that when I respond back. I just said not every single time he gets walked is necessarily a pitch around. And your response is, do they pitch around Beatty? What the hell is that? I'm not saying they pitch around Beatty. I just said 30 seconds ago, I don't give a damn about Brett Beatty. Are we going to listen to each other or we're just going to throw things out?
Do you want me to bring up Nimmo? Do you want me to bring up like other guys? Like
bring up whoever you want.
My point is,
Nimmo needs to stop striking the hell out.
My point is, Soto strikes so much fear in the other teams is they're scared to throw him a fucking pitch to hit.
I'm not denying that, bro. I just want him to be better, bro. Let's move on. He's going to
make them fucking pay. I want him to be better too. Do you think I do not want him to hit home runs? Do you not think that? Do you think I don't want to see him fucking succeed? Of course I do. I want to see I want Lindor and him to have over. I want them to hit 40 each. Probably not going to happen, but that's what my expectations are. Come on. Hitting coaches. We're talking about the hitting coaches now.
I know you don't want to talk about that either, but like, listen.
Well, what's
I'm not
even?
gonna keep arguing about the same thing. And of course you're gonna win because the chat listens just like you. They don't listen, so they think I hate Soto. I
hate Soto. I know you don't.
This and that. So whatever.
But heck,
the fans also talking about the hating coaches. Your thoughts on the hating coaches, Eddie? Because I gotta go soon.
I have no.
If you want to give any thoughts on the hitting coach,
I don't think the hitting coach makes a difference. Okay.
Right.
I think it's.
Screw the hitting coaches, guys. It's not the hitting coaches.
If they made such a difference, then why isn't Brett Beatty doing that? Was the whole fucking point with Brett Beatty. Oh, I got a new hitting coach. I'm gonna bring up this guy. I changed my whole approach. What has that led to? He's fucking hitting 100. I don't know what he's hitting, but he's hitting something like that. He's almost at the 40 at bats. He's done nothing. Dude, I don't know. I think hitting coaches. I think it's all about the hitter. The hitting coach doesn't step into the box. It's the hitter. That's my take on it. It's very simple. What's your take on it?
No take. I could care less about the hitting coach. Yeah, I don't have any take on it.
Because some people get in and they're like, hitting coaches make a difference. I don't really believe in that. I think with some guys that struggle tremendously. And then, like Daniel Murphy in 2015, when he had what was it, Kevin Long? And he changed his whole swing and his approach. That worked. Josh Donaldson's another guy. He changed his whole approach, changed his career. That's where I think hitting coaches come in. Day-to-day basis, again, yes, a hitting coach is going to prepare you. They're going to show you what you're missing. They're going to show you how they're attacking you. That's what a hitting coach does. He can just give you information. I don't think they make a drastic difference because they don't get in there and hit.
Yeah, no. Listen, the hitting coaches maybe come up with a game plan on how to approach pitchers and stuff like that. Only thing I wonder, I remember Chili Davis said one time when he was the hitting coach, and we know, and I don't think Eric Chavez leans towards analytics or anything like that as much or whatever. Whatever. But I remember Chili Davis saying that the analytics team would bring stuff to them about the pitchers that they were facing, and it was antiquated. It was stuff that was like last season, or you know what I'm saying? And it was like, why the hell do I care about that? Talk to me about how this pitcher is doing right now, the last couple of starts as well. Like that's even more important. What has he got to work with recently in the last 2 or 3 starts? So I wonder about stuff like that because that's what the hitting coaches do, right? We saw in the famous now Pete Alonso home run against Milwaukee, him talking not to Eric Chavez, to the other guy, is it Jeremy Barnes, the assistant hitting coach, which I think is the one that comes up with the strategies that I'm talking about as to how they're going to approach the pitcher and stuff like that. And we saw him talking to Pete about, the change up and telling him to look for it out over the plate and probably because we saw Pete signal like, oh, outside, like, and we see the result. So those are the things that the hitting coaches do. Obviously, when it comes to the individual approach and stuff like that, like you said, maybe they could say, oh, you're getting out of your mechanics a little bit or something like that. Maybe you tell a Brett Beatty, hey, Brett, just be a little bit more aggressive. But all these guys have their own hitting coaches.
Right.
They all go to these hitting clinics during the season, during the off season, I mean. You know what I'm saying? They go here, they go there, this and that, to the equivalent of pitching labs, and work on their swings and all of that stuff. So, yeah, when it comes to that, no, the hitting coaches have nothing to do with that. But when it comes to overall approach and philosophy, are we going to attack this pitcher early? Are we going to wait this pitcher out? What I'm saying? I think that's where the hitting coaches are. And maybe you do need a new voice. Maybe you need a hitting coach. In my opinion, I feel like sometimes some guys, I think everybody's different. And I'm not saying that these guys do or don't do this because we don't know. But maybe I feel like sometimes a guy like Pete Alonso shouldn't worry. Like I hated one time going back to Michael Conforto. I remember when Conforto said this. I think even Pete said this. Oh, well, on a 3-1 count or 3-2 count, whatever, he throws this pitch 70% of the time and this pitch 40% of the time. So I was expecting this pitch. What? You're not supposed to be doing math up there.
Right.
And
Well,
maybe some guys can do it. Like I know Carlos Correa is famous for liking that stuff, and maybe some guys can't. So maybe figuring out who you give that information to and who do you tell yo, just go up there and hit.
Hector, let me ask you this. You play ball, you still play, softball, whatnot, right? I played ball. If somebody was to come up to me before an at-bat and is telling me that this guy does this, that, and the other, I don't want to hear it. But now again, I didn't play in the major leagues. But I think the less thinking you do up when you're up at bat, the more productive you are. I'm a person that believes, see the pitch, hit the pitch. That's it. Let's see. What does this say? From the beginning, decided about the signs of it. But he also said he would call him out if he's smoking more than hitting. Like this, that's fine. I'm not. I hate how this has become Eddie versus Hector, Soto alliance. I hate how it's become that because I don't believe
you're the one making it that just because I say I need him, I would like to see him hit. You get bent out of shape.
You did say that. I remember that very well.
People go nuts. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way Sal says to say something similar Monday after I said Sunday night because we got into this last Sunday too. But people get bent out of shape. It's the same thing like I was telling Joe and Clark this morning. This is already going the same path that the Francisco Lindor thing went. The only difference here is nobody could accuse me of hating Puerto Ricans, of being racist, or none of that garbage because I'm Dominican just like him. But guess what? I don't give a damn. That's not what I care about. I'll have fun with Plátano Power, Mark Vientos is Dominican. I don't give a damn about that. This is what I
don't give a fuck about it either. Hit the fucking
This is what
ball.
I care about when it comes to that.
Exactly.
This is what I root for. So you on my team, I'm going to root for you. I'll have fun with the Dominican stuff, but I don't give a damn.
No, I don't give a
and if
fuck.
If I feel like you should be better, I'm going to say you should be better.
I'm with you, man.
But people don't like to hear that. People don't like to hear criticism of Francisco Lindor. People didn't like to hear that. People don't want to hear criticism now of Juan Soto because Juan Soto is so great and the numbers are going to be there, this and that. Well, I'm just going game by game and what I feel right now. In a week, I'm going to be here saying about, you see, that's what the Juan Soto I was talking about, or however long it takes. This is what I wanted. But until we get there, I'm going to tell you, I'm underwhelmed right now. If that bothers you and everybody else, honestly, I respect it, but I don't give a damn. That's my truth. This is my blunt truth. Exactly. This is my blunt thought. This is what I feel. He should be better. He's underwhelming me right now. At the end of the day, does it fucking matter? Who the hell am I? No. But you guys are here because you want to hear our opinions. Well, that's my opinion.
You know what I think it is when it comes to Lindor and it comes to even Soto and I think people have favorite players, and when you criticize their favorite player, they take it personally.
He's one of my favorite players too.
I don't think it's some racist shit or all this. Man, well, actually, some of these whites are racist to a degree. There's some of that shit. No, it's true. It goes both ways.
I just talk about myself.
It goes both ways. There's some of these fucking assholes that are racist. But at the end of the day, I just think people have favorite players, and if you criticize them, they get pissed off. I think that's in any sport. I don't think it's just.
I think this is a little bit more than favorite players, bro. It's this pedestal thing, and like you can't criticize this guy because
no. You should criticize anybody you want.
And I'm not with that. Everybody's fair game to me. Everybody's fair game. I criticize my mama if she was on the team. Listen, you guys know I miss my brother. He's right here. He's always with me. Right here. Look. He got the cutout. If he came back, I criticize his ass. And if I'm playing against him, I want to strike his ass out too and beat his ass. Then I go give him a hug. You feel me?
100%.
But that's just me. Like
I listen.
And if there's any of my peoples in here that have played with me, they know. Because I tell them, they know.
It's what everything you've said about Soto is fair. I'm just trying to point out what has happened since he's been here. I've never seen a fucking team like this where they're so they're terrified of the guy. And I know he's been underwhelming. He's not hitting home runs. And
Yeah, but
there was a changeup today he could have crushed. And he actually took the pitch. And I even said to myself, that's a pitch you got to hit.
Nailed it. I don't want no damn mofongo. I want plátanos, coño.
What does mofongo mean? You got to...
Mofongo is the plátanos like mashed up with whatever kind of meat and stuff you wanted. It made real nice. It's good stuff.
Okay.
Dave could probably describe it better. It's actually pretty good.
I like some Latin dishes. So bring it to Roosevelt Ave. I got some spots down there. Sure.
You know what?
That's true. That's true.
Let that one rock. Yeah, it's true. That is true. But that's not the case with me.
But the fans haven't gotten.
It bothers me when I speak. I know it's not probably meant to me. But you guys, I didn't bring up the money. I don't bring up the money. I don't give a damn about the money, bro. It's what Juan Soto is. It's what Juan Soto is. You know what I'm saying? I need him to be what he is. And so far, besides the walking and the on-base percentage,
we need some hits.
I
need some home runs. That's what I need.
He's been underwhelmed.
I need some home runs. I need some rockets. The right field, the fucking thing that's still going up on the way out. I've seen.
I haven't done a "you make me sick" in a while. You all make me sick. My make me sick for the week is all you guys, led by Eddie. Goddamn it, with this Juan Soto slobbering because he's walking. I'm just kidding, guys.
It's all good, bro. I have very, very thick skin. It's okay.
Apparently nothing, Dolo. Apparently nothing, man. And like I said, I never
No, he'll get booed if he's in a big spot and we're going against the Phillies or something like that. He'll get booed. He'll get this New York. He'll get booed.
Maybe. I don't want him to get booed. I don't want him to get booed. I said from the beginning, I didn't think he would get booed. You know what I mean? I felt like he was going to get off to a roaring start. And according to Eddie, he's off to a roaring start. Not according to me. He's off to a
roaring start.
You say he's doing great.
No. I said he's changed the lineup. He's changed the team.
And you also said he was doing great, which made me sick.
Well, I do. In my opinion, the fact that he keeps getting on base is great to me. I understand because the guys behind him are picking him up, and that's what baseball's all about. You got to pick your man up if he doesn't do well. Okay?
No, for sure.
Francisco Lindor was fucking terrible last year. Guys had to pick him up. We didn't do shit until he got hot. What's going to happen when we get hot this year? When Lindor gets hot? When Soto gets hot?
I just want to see it.
I want to see it too.
I'll say this. No, listen. I will take what he's doing over him striking out any day. I want good at bats. Listen, I'll take a good walk. I said this last week. I just don't need to be the main thing that he does. I don't want that to be the objective, but I like the fact that he doesn't get himself out, that he knows that they're not going to pitch to him in certain situations. Yeah. And he says, you know what? You don't want to pitch to me? I'll take my walk. No problem.
I
have no problem with that. Listen, I was talking about Vientos early on and how he wasn't striking out. Look it up now. He can't stop striking out. No. He's gotten a little bit better, but he can't stop striking out. So
he
has now 10 strikeouts.
He had a hit today, right? What did he do?
Yeah, he was 1 for 4 today.
He had a double.
With a nice little double he got there. But
what was the score of the game when he hit that, though? If anybody in the chat knows, what was the score of the game when he got that double? I feel like the game was kind of wrapped at that point. I could be wrong.
It was already 4-0 at that point, I believe.
Okay. So
he also drew a good walk to make it 3-0.
Yes. Good point. Very good point.
You're ready to kill Vientos right away.
Yeah, that was a good at bat. Good job on that, Hector. Very good job. How many strikeouts now for the season does he have? 10? 10. Okay. I mean, the walks are up. Okay.
But they're piling up. Like he had 2 today. I think if he didn't have 2 yesterday, he had 2 the game before yesterday. Like you were starting to see 2 strikeouts or more per game, and that's not good. He needs to clean that up.
What is it going to take? Is it just himself? Is he in his own head? What is it going to take to get him to break out? Because
no comment.
Until he breaks out, he's kind of going to be still off to this rough start. Now, At least today, I see him hitting the ball a little bit better.
I mean, I guess it's just gonna take some positive days, right? And I guess he's had a couple of those. Some positive days. Today, a walk and a hit. It's a positive day, even with the 2 strikeouts.
2 RBIs, right?
Had the 2 RBIs. So just some positive days. I'm not gonna say what I think it should take because as what I've been saying. Oh
No,
yeah,
say it. I wanna
no. It's gonna cause another argument, bro.
No. Just do it, please.
I gotta get out of here.
Please just say it, though. Say it for the people.
No, everybody knows. I think he should be hitting second. Plain and simple. I think he should be hitting second. Yeah, exactly. I think he should be hitting second. That's simple.
Highly disagree with you.
Yeah, we know.
What is that gonna do by hitting him second?
It's gonna protect him. It's gonna have him hitting between 2 beasts. And if you're worried about still having the Pete Alonso and Juan Soto tandem, all you're gonna do is drop him to 3 and 4. I mean, you tell me, oh my God, I gotta give Juan Soto 20 more at bats, so he could walk 15 more times. Whatever. So right now, all he needs is positive days. Mark Vientos hit 7th, 8th. God damn it, hit him 9th. I don't give a shit. He needs to just figure it out. That's it.
Listen,
guys, finally, thank you. Finally, I got some agreement on something. It's not something popular, but I get some agreement. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Cindy.
It's a tough crowd.
Thank you, Lisa.
It's a tough crowd.
The crowd hates me tonight.
I don't think they hate you. I don't think they hate you at all.
I don't give a damn. They're here watching, so it doesn't matter. If you come here to hate watch, come on. If you come here because you love us, come on even more. But we'll take them all. It doesn't matter. And we appreciate you guys. Shout out to all you guys, man. It is packed up in here, and I apologize. I haven't been able to really stay up on the comments. But anybody that says that I'm right or gives me props, I'm going to put you up right away. So that's an easy way to get up.
Just so you know,
if you hate on Eddie, I'll put you up right away, too.
He's 100% wrong.
Eddie can control the comments, so I got it.
Hector's 100% wrong in putting Vientos second. Let's put one of our worst hitters batting second. That's a great plan. Even though Pete Alonso's hitting the shit out of the ball, and the table setter's setting him up every single time.
The table setter said it again.
I called him the table setter.
I'm with that. Let's get that to the right people. Get Mets Talk Unfiltered on SNY. We just got to clean up the language. Even though I think I've done a good job of not cursing up the storm tonight.
And even if you be corporate, I'll even get a tie. I'll wear a tie, all right?
I don't know about that. I'm not doing that, bro. Crazy.
Well, no. We plan our outfits.
I'm not doing the tie stuff. But yo, I do a horrible job of this. Listen to my guy Dodo right here, man. Hit them like button, hit that thumbs up, hit the share, all of that stuff. If you're on the YouTube, you want to help me out solo on the YouTube, come over and subscribe. But you guys know this is both on X and YouTube. Let me say another thing. Listen, I know Eddie's very popular. You guys love Eddie. And now that you guys come in and comment on Eddie's individual posts, well, we can't see those here as the people. You know what I'm saying? I can't highlight those. If you go on the stream itself of the show, whether it's Eddie's stream or my stream, then I can see it here and I can bring you up on the screen. If you go over to the YouTube, then if you comment there, you subscribe, you comment there. First of all, you help me out get my subscribers up, but then we also get to see your comments and we get to highlight those comments because this is our show, all of our shows. This is not my show. This is not Eddie's show.
Community.
This is not Hector and Eddie's show. This is not Rudy's show. Shout out to Rudy, our assistant producer, all that good stuff. This is our show, the people's show. Don't come hello us when the show's about to be over. Shout out to my guy Am, man. I hit that pack because I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he wasn't in here, so he's not down tonight. That's it. Eddie, I think we touched everything, man. We've had some fun. We've had some not so much fun. But it's always fun, ladies and gentlemen. I may look upset. I may look angry, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not. It's just...
Shout out to the 700 plus people joining us right now in the live. We appreciate you guys. We really do. We really do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So... Like we said, man,
let's get into tomorrow then, real quick.
We won 4 out of 5 series, another series win.
Yep.
You know, We want to see more offense all around, not just from Soto, all that good stuff. But now we move on. We move on. And I think it looked like we had decent weather, but now I believe we're gonna go out to some colder weather, some cooler weather.
Okay, yeah.
As we head to
Okay, very
Minnesota
good.
this week. Yeah, we head to Minnesota this week for games Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On
Very good.
Monday, we'll have our guy Clay Holmes, who has been solid, but so far hasn't had like that signature game, right?
Right.
I think we're looking for a signature game from him. But he will be going against I forget this guy Ryan's first name, but a solid pitcher who is 1-1, 2.65 ERA on the year,
Uh,
and that would be a 740 start.
are there any
Or
lefties? Any of these guys lefties? Heck.
you got me there, bro. It's a great
Okay.
question, but I can find out. We can find out real quick. Unless somebody in the chat knows, I'll try to
I'd
look
like
that
to
up.
see Clay Holmes get into the 6th inning. He's been 4 or 5 innings every game. He's got to step it up a little bit and get. He's got to
But he
push.
hasn't gotten it. He hasn't gotten into the sixth at all. I
No,
thought
I
he
don't think
did
so.
maybe and just wasn't able to get out of it.
Maybe
But you're probably
once.
right. You're probably right. You're probably right.
I feel like he hasn't. We've been lucky to get 4 or 5 innings at him tops.
Yeah. So these guys are all right-handers. Now
Okay.
this Festa dude, this is not the Festa dude that we had last year, is it? No, I don't think so. Right?
Fester?
I
No,
know.
that's
I know we
Fiesta.
had somebody with a name Festa, but I don't think this. No, this is not him. This kid is
That
young.
was a few years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. This is good money. Um, but yeah, all these guys are right-handers. But you know what? I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. The ambidextrous, righty, lefty. Just go out there and win another series. And I know you feel the same way.
This might be the end of the line for Brett Beatty, too.
Oh no, for sure.
They're a bunch of right-handers.
Listen,
He's going to start.
I don't think there's anything Brett Beatty can do at this point to stay on a major league roster. I really don't. Plus, does it make sense? Now, I know people don't want to hear this, but once McNeil comes back, he's gonna play every day or close to every day.
You think so?
No question in my mind.
You don't think Acuna gets some spot starts?
Well, this is what I'm getting to. Are they gonna want to keep Acuna around for spot starts? You understand what I'm saying? Or are they gonna?
Yeah, but you can't put both Beatty and Acuna in the minors.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Maybe they do keep Acuna up here, but I think they're more worried about Acuna's development at this moment than they are necessarily Beatty. Right? This whole Beatty thing has been about trying to show something so they can maybe trade him, and just really trying to see for themselves, like, okay, is he a bum or what is?
Yeah, see what they have.
Right? I think we've kind of like seen that. Maybe it's not fair to him. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe people could say it's not enough time. Listen, it's been plenty of time. It's been plenty of time. I question. Not a question. I just wonder, just from listening to them speak, once McNeil comes back, they're not going to send McNeil against all lefties. Maybe they do some lefties. So maybe they do keep Acuna. Maybe they keep Acuna, like somebody said here, because he could pinch run.
Yeah, and he's another infielder. What
he
other
could play
infielders do
defense.
we have besides him?
No, it would be Beatty, but yeah. But I don't think Beatty sticks around. I just don't.
I don't think so. I don't think he makes it through this road trip, bro. Unless he tears it up. And this is it. This is probably his last series against Minnesota. It's all right-handers. This is it. This is to make or break time. It's going to be the magic 40 at-bats, like I said. And he's proven he can't. I mean, again, he had a nice hit today. I'll give him that. But the game was already decided. So, I mean, to me, he's been a disaster. Keep it, been a fucking disaster.
Well, it pretty much has it, and listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. People think that I was high on Beatty. No, it was just I understanding the situation and saying, you know what, this is your chance, kid. maybe you could be the guy that we can trade away instead of having to be an Acuna or anybody else you want to bring up that people don't want to trade. But
Well,
it's gonna be like,
I was going to say, just imagine if he performed. Imagine if he was good, right? Like that would be incredible because then you had him, McNeil, and Acuna. And Acuna's been better than Beatty, but not by much. But he could just do more than Beatty. But it would have been nice. Just forget about trades. It would have been nice to know you have another player besides McNeil that can play second base, a left-handed hitter. He's just failed miserably.
don't sleep on Beatty. Beatty slept on himself.
It's done. Don't sleep
Beatty
on
has slept on himself. Shout out to my guy Pete Miller, brother. Just trying, man. Just trying to have some fun, baby.
Keep up the
Yeah,
good work.
like listen,
Yeah,
look,
thanks.
BDP actually likes Beatty, and he says the writing may be on the wall.
Listen, he
Listen.
got his opportunities 2 years in a row. He got it last year too. Although I don't think he got this many at bats last year. I feel like he got sent down sooner. Could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about before he got sent down?
Right. Last year.
I want to say in the back. I'm gonna check right now. Off the top of my head, I think I saw this not too, I think it's like 50 something at bats.
Really? Okay, so we got that many. Okay.
No, sorry, it was 50 games. That's what it was. 50 games, 153 at bats.
That's a lot.
You know, in
Well, we
23
were also
he got
terrible last year too.
in 23 he got
beginning of the year.
353 at bats in 23.
Wow. Okay.
So
23 was the lost season.
Yeah, but lost in part because guys like him weren't able to come up and make a little bit of impact. And obviously, I can't pick on him when the big guys also didn't get it done.
That was a throwaway year, man.
Take your Lindor 30-30. Take your Pete 47 home runs and shove them. Take even Nimmo's 25 home runs, which guys know how I feel about Nimmo, and shove those two. Yeah, his defense at third may have been pretty good, and you may say don't give up on him until McNeil comes back, but that's what we're talking about. When McNeil comes back, he'll be done. But it doesn't matter whether we give up or not. He just hasn't been getting it done. It
sucks. It sucks, but it is what it is. It's life. Yeah, I agree with that, Carlos. His speed and his defense is what's keeping him up here.
But when I say, guys, I wonder if they want to send him down, it's not because, and none of that is true. All of that is true. It's about his development. What do we want Acuna to be? We want him to be a pinch runner for his career. We want him to be a role player, or we want greatness out of this guy, whatever that means.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I want. So if it means him having to go to the minors and get some more at bats and get polished off when it comes to that, I don't have a problem with it.
So be it.
You got to think long term sometimes too. Right? Doesn't mean that he can't come up at the end of the season and help us win. It doesn't mean, that he's not going to have a great career with us. But I want the great career. I want to give him the most chance possible to have the great career. We know they've tried it. We also know, at least I think I saw Mendoza said, well, that's not happening this year. Now, things can always change, right? Maybe this is a situation that they feel like they'll do that with. I've seen some people say, hey, bring Drew Gilbert up. He's ready because he's hit a couple of home runs. Who the hell knows? I don't know. But I will say they should put Siri on the IL sooner rather than later, if anything. But
no, I think they said he got a contusion, though. It was only
but then I saw Mendy today, and I haven't been able to bring up any clips today because I was trying to get out of here quick. But Mendy today said that he may go on the IL. They weren't sure.
So it's gonna be what's his name?
I don't know. I don't know who it would be.
It's gonna be Taylor. Taylor's gonna be.
Listen, we're talking about who's gonna go down when McNeil comes up. Well, maybe that's the move that's made. No, maybe nobody
on the IL.
Maybe he goes on the IL and McNeil comes up and takes that slot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, they'd have to backdate it to 2 days ago when the injury occurred.
Well, yeah. Whenever they put him on, they'll do that for sure.
But usually
at the same time, though, Are you gonna play 3 games in Minnesota down a man? Will they wait that long? I don't know. I'm just saying that could be the move. See, that's
Yeah,
what we always try to figure out who's going down, and they always say it, right? That old saying, these things take care of themselves.
they do.
Beatty sucks. Beatty sucks. Beatty sucks. Beatty
Too bad.
sucks. But I'm sure you want to trade him. What do you want to trade him for right now? A bag of
Nothing.
balls?
Getting nothing.
Because that's all you're gonna get. So for all you guys that want to say Beatty sucks, get him out of here. Get him out of here. What the hell are you getting him out of here for?
A
Big
player to be
picture,
named
guys.
later.
Big picture.
Cash.
Big picture. You guys want
Cash
to tell me
consideration.
big picture? Well, Juan Soto, right? Let's take the big picture approach with everything. But I don't give a damn what any of you guys say. I don't give a damn what any of you guys say.
Oh,
I need platinum power. I need platinum power, damn it. That's what I need. That's what I need. But on that note, Eddie, I gotta get the hell out of here, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate you guys. Like Eddie said, we got like over 800 of you beautiful people up in here. Eddie, I guess maybe Wednesday. I don't know if you want to do a show after the 1:00 game in Minnesota. Since we're doing series recaps, it seems like. So tentatively, guys, we'll probably be here Wednesday night, 8:00. Eddie and I will figure that out.
Wednesday or Thursday?
No. Thursday's a new series with St. Louis. It's 4-game set with St. Louis.
Yeah, but don't we always do Thursday nights?
No, we don't do always Thursday nights. Come on, Eddie. We're going to take the backstage conversations here. We do off days. It's just worked out that way. Wednesday, they have a 1:00 game. Wednesday ends the series. We've been doing series recaps.
Okay.
That's what we've been doing. We can't do it Thursday night. They'll be playing Thursday night. And I'll be at City Field. You can have your own Mets talk Unfiltered during the game by yourself and the chat. I'll be at the game. No, I think Wednesday night. Wednesday night, series recap. We'll recap the series with Minnesota. But we'll talk about it.
That's fine by me.
We'll talk about it. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, you already know. Nah, let me stop. NFGM, baby. And again, it may sound loud. It's because I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to express myself. You know what I'm saying? But it's all fun. It's all fun. NFGM, baby.
Let's fucking go, Mets. That's it. 10-5. 10-5. First place. Fuck all you.
Win another series, baby. Peace.
Yep. Keep winning series. That's it. Simple.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Let's go, Mets. Peace out, y'all.